Hello, everyone. How are you guys? It has been a while. We're finally delving into Greek mythology here, which is going to be the main theme for this season. This series is going to start from the primordials to the rise and fall of Titans, and then the rise of the Olympic gods, and then we're going to move on to Greek heroes like Heracles, Perseus, Bellerophon, Jason, Orpheus, Theseus, and so many more, all the way until the Odyssey. Because if this guy is going to create Ilium, the musical, and wreck us like he did with Epic, the musical, and this movie is coming out this summer, we're gonna have to be prepared. But do keep in mind that I am by no means an expert in Greek mythology. I do not have any certification or a degree in mythology or folklore. I'm just someone that loves going down rabbit holes and does not know when to stop. If there's anything that I've said wrong or conveyed incorrectly, or if there is a different version of the story that I have not covered or don't know about, please do let me know in the comments. That being said, I did try to change the vibe for the season. It's more laid back, a bit more campfirey, and a little less doom and gloom. At least that's what I think it feels like. Let me know what you think about it, or if you want me to go back to a more serious vibe. So grab a snack. I got myself this boba from my local Thai place. It is just regular Thai tea with boba, and it tastes amazing. So sit down and let me tell you the story of how it all started. I tried to make a family tree just because there are so many gods and titans and primordials, so let me know if that helps. That being said, a long time ago, in a galaxy far away. Okay, I'll stop. I just thought that was funny. But in all seriousness, according to one version of the origin myth in Greek mythology, that states that in the beginning, a long time ago, before the Olympic gods, before the Titans, before basically anything existed, there were the primordials. Think of them as the first generation of gods and goddesses. They do not have a physical representation like the Olympic gods. They were more so the personification of energies. The first being to have ever existed before anything was chaos. Chaos was said to be this chasm, this void that gave birth to the entire universe, and from that chaos, the primordial beings came out. First, we have Gaia, the Mother Earth, essentially. She is considered to be the mother of all beings. Well, technically the mother of Titans, which we will go in detail in a few minutes, but the Titans led to the Olympic gods, which led to the humans, so essentially she's the mother of all beings. She is the second being to have ever existed alongside chaos. Then we have Tartarus. Tartarus is this abyss. It's sort of used as a dungeon, like this prison where the Olympic gods sent the Titans and the Greek heroes that pissed them off. Tartarus was where they were sent to face eternal punishment and torment. And so, Tartarus is the third primordial being. Then we have Nyx. No, not these guys. This one. Nyx is the goddess of the night, or rather the personification of night itself. She's said to live at the ends of the earth, and she's dressed in this dark black robes and drives through the sky in a chariot. She's said to be so powerful that even Zeus is scared of crossing her. And the next one is Erebus. He is the personification of darkness, of gloom, and he's the fourth child of chaos. But this is Greek mythology we're talking about here, so Nyx and Erebus have a bunch of children. And each of these children are personifications of abstract concepts, like Eros, who is the god of love, or Aether, who is the representation of skylight, and Hemera, the representation of day. But the family line that we're more interested in right now is Gaia, the first being that ever came out from chaos and the second being to have ever existed. From her comes the sea, Pontus, the mountains, Aurea, and Uranus. They all come literally from her. They were born parthenogenically, so basically like an amoeba splitting from Gaia as they were born. Uranus is the personification of the sky, and because he comes from Gaia, he's considered her son and also her husband. And with Gaia and Uranus, they have a bunch of children together. And by a bunch of children, I mean there were a total of 18 kids. There were 12 Titans. Titans were these deities that came before the Olympic gods, and of those 12 Titans, even though Kronos was the youngest one of them all, he is considered to be the leader of the Titans. Then we have the three Cyclops, these giant one-eyed beings, the primordial Cyclops. They were these giant, really strong blacksmiths. We don't really care much about the Cyclops right now, but we will get back to them in episode 3. And 3 of the remaining 18 children were the 100-handed giants. They're called the Hecatonchires. But the thing is, when these 18 kids were born, I keep calling them kids, but they're literal gods. Anyway, Uranus hated these 18 kids. So what does he do? He hides them, which is all well and dandy, but the thing is, he hides them inside Gaia. And with all the Titans and the Cyclops and the 100-handed monsters inside Gaia right now, she is in terrible, terrible pain. So Gaia, she comes up with a plan. She creates this sharp sickle that is made of adamant, not the Wolverine adamantium, but this is adamant, and it is said to be this archaic form of diamond. Gaia gives that adamant sickle to her kids and asks her kids to ambush their father so that they can punish him. The Cyclops, first, they looked at the plan, and then they look at the father and go, that's a good idea, but we're too scared to face him. And these 100-handed monsters, they just shake their heads. And when Gaia looks at the Titans, only one of them was willing to go with the plan, and that was the youngest one, Kronos. He grabs the adamant sickle from his mother, and with his mother's help, he hides in the distance. After a while, when Uranus comes in, Uranus doesn't know of the plot, so for him, everything seems normal. He grabs Gaia and is about to go business as normal, except right in that moment, Kronos jumps in and he castrates Uranus. And now that Uranus is no longer controlling Gaia and hiding the kids inside of her, all of the remaining children that were forced to hide inside Gaia, they come out. And that's how the Titans, the Cyclops, and the 100-handed monsters, that's how they come to be. So that's where I'm going to leave you for this episode. In the next one, I'm going to tell you what happens after Uranus was castrated, killed, dead. And I'll tell you about the birth of Aphrodite and how those Titans rose to power and their eventual downfall. So stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, sweet dreams. Good night.